right, welcome back to our continued coverage of the United States Bowling Congress Queens. This is C Squad on the lanes, bowling now on the burn. My name is Emil Williams Jr., and at least for the next 50 minutes or so, we have a special guest, and that is Malaysia's Shalin Zulkifli, who is joining us for a little bit. Shalin, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Thanks, Emil.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. So I'm going to get right to it.
Yes.
We've talked a lot about lane play and the lane condition this week, and you've obviously bowled on it already.
Yeah.
Twice now.
Yes.
Of course. So
Just got done this morning.
what has been your takeaways so far through a couple of squads on this condition?
Well, it's not exactly an easy condition.
I would agree.
I think a lot of people, for me especially, like during the practice, the look was a bit different. Felt like I had more room.
Okay.
But because yesterday I bowled on the burn, so when we bowled on the burn, it looked totally different than how it was in practice. But I think today the burn should be a little easier than yesterday's burn. I think from the scores and everything that we see from this morning. But like today, basically for me it was like kind of a grind. Yesterday and today, I'm only like plus 10 now, but everybody else is like plus 150.
Yeah. Yeah, I know how you feel there. Why do you think the burn should be a little bit better or easier this squad as opposed to when you bowled on?
I think because yesterday was also the first day, so everybody like kind of didn't know what to expect. And when we didn't have room right when they started the first squad, everybody kind of moved in too fast, I think. So like the burn was like really like almost like you had to move in further than where you normally would, I think. But today I think from what I've seen my squad, most of us bowled further right because we've already bowled like a day, so everybody's seen like the 3 squads that bowled yesterday. So everybody kind of has a better picture of what's happening and like making better judgments, I think.
Joined in the booth by Shalin Zulkifli from Malaysia. This is bowling 2 events and going back, right?
Yes, after this we're going back.
That's sad, by the way.
know.
Just letting you know.
Yeah,
Sad
I
about
know.
that.
We want to bowl more, but because this year's quite a busy year for us, we have the Asian Championships, and then the World Women's Championships in August in Vegas, and also the SEA Games. So yeah, our schedule's kind of packed, but we hope that we could maybe come back maybe later on and bowl a few more events.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talked about the Women's World Championships
Yes.
a little bit earlier. That is in late August.
Yeah, late August.
22nd through the 30th. We are joined on these pairs by Natalie Dutton, Michelle Sterner, Tanya Bryan, Margot Nunn on 27 and 28, and on 29 and 30, Jessica Shepard, Sandra Stoddard, and Shayna Ung. And Shayna already out to a good start. Spare 4-bagger for Shayna. In the booth, this is the Malaysian legend, Shalin Zulkifli, ladies and gentlemen. So your bowling career started when?
My bowling career started when I started bowling when I was 9.
Okay.
And I started representing the country when I was 13. And now I'm 41. So 28 years.
That's pretty significant. I mean,
Yeah,
that's almost 3
28 years.
decades worth of
Yeah.
country representation.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you think about that?
I think I'm quite fortunate to be able to do what I love every day, and to get all the support that we get back home. Yeah, because we get quite a lot of support from our government, so we're quite lucky in that sense, where everything's paid for your training, and you get like a monthly allowance based on your achievements, of course. And we get equipment, free budget, and everything else. Yeah, compared to other countries, we're quite good, I think.
So we talked about the lane pattern, and so from the burn perspective, obviously it's game one. Where did you end up? Like for when the block ended for you in game 5, where were you on the lanes? And perhaps maybe we should probably expect certain players to kind of be maybe in the same vicinity that you ended.
I think I ended around third arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, third arrow. But I think today the outside will be a bit more playable. I think they could probably just move in maybe towards the end. Yeah.
I saw a lot of
Not so
players
soon,
still playing out.
Yeah, you can see Verity
Yeah.
still bowling out. They
Verity
had a
was
few
out there.
players that were able to bowl out yesterday, like Kayla, and I think Caroline also. They still were able to bowl out in the burn. So I'm expecting a few bowlers here who will be able to do that too, yeah, for this squad.
'29 and 30 already nearing the 6th frame or in the 6th frame. A lot of folks in the chat have said welcome and glad to hear
Oh, thank you.
your voice and comments. I think many know you and certainly remember you.
Really?
I think so. I think so. You made the U.S. Women's Open, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
and those particular shows a few years back.
Yeah.
How have you been an influence on the younger players on Team Malaysia, for example, like Lee Jane and Siti? How have you been the influence on players like that, like Esther, for example?
I hope a positive influence.
Well, we don't get to travel with y'all, so we don't know.
No, because I'm like, when I went in the team, I was the youngest, and now I'm the oldest in the team. So I try and share my experiences with them, so that because when you go for we bowl a lot of team events, and like was it last year or the year before, we won the team gold in the World Women's. So our team has always been good as a team. So we share a lot among ourselves, what you should do and what you should not do. And for example, I've seen Esther, Jane, and Siti grow up from they were teenagers when they started bowling. So yeah, I give them some tips and sometimes like a big sister, when they slack off, I'll be like, hey, come on, you gotta work hard. So yeah, but I think it all started because before, in 2008, 2009, that time we didn't have the PWBA yet.
Sure.
We had the Women's Series. So before that, there was no Malaysian bowling on the tour. So it was something that's so far unreachable target that someone might have. But after I came out and bowled 2 seasons, then the younger girls could see hey, we have something else to bowl besides being on the national team.
Sure.
So now a lot of girls can have that goal of bowling on the PWBA and so on. You've seen Jane and Sophie has done, yeah, and won, yeah.
Yeah, and won.
Yeah,
Don't forget that
yeah.
part. Yes. Very impressive watching them in 2017.
Yeah. But this year we have only 4 girls compared to the previous years, because this year we had a cut in funding for sports, so we had to come on our own. We paid on our own to come here to bowl the 2 events. Yeah.
Well, we thank you for coming.
Yes, it's
as
always
always.
a pleasure. Yeah, we love coming here to compete among the best bowlers in the world.
It's fun to watch, when you guys are here, and the level of competition instantly gets raised, and same thing with Singapore.
Yes, yes.
As well, and kind of everyone knows it, and so it's okay, we gotta make sure we're on our games.
Yeah.
When Team Malaysia is here, for example.
Well, that's a very nice compliment. But for us too, when we come here, we know that we have to be on our game as well, because you have so many good bowlers here. So if you want, it's not like any other probably open competition um, anywhere else you bowl. Probably like the closest would be like the World Bowling Tour
Sure.
in Europe and whatnot. But then yeah, because you don't really see a lot of lady bowlers in one big major competition, and like here you can see a lot of lady bowlers competing together.
All right, so far, at least in our featured pairs here, a couple of players that look to be in some good situations. Just looking around, we got Samantha Knight with a 5-bagger on 31 and 32. I see a few strings of strikes, a few pairs further down than that. Katie Thornton and Brianna Cote, so
Yeah.
there could be some score.
Yeah.
Tanya Raumemper. She's
Oh,
in the
yeah.
260s already on 21 and 22. Missy Parkin is started 3-bagger, spare 3-bagger. Well, Shaolin, you were correct. At least for game one.
Yeah, for game one.
There's going to be at least probably a few 250, 260 games.
Yeah. I think everybody just got more comfortable the second day, so that kind of helped. Like everybody's like settled down, and like you kind of have a rough idea of what you're supposed to do.
How I won't say nerve-wracking, but sometimes does it take longer certain events to just kind of feel comfortable?
Yeah, sometimes like even after bowling all these 28 years, sometimes yeah, But then I don't know. For me, like the nerves is a good thing because a lot of people associate being nervous with something bad, which is not true for me. I mean, if you look at the sports psychology aspect of it, because like being nervous for me means it's a good thing because that means you want to do well. That means you're ready to bowl. So instead of like, because even after bowling for also, you have to be nervous. Then you want it. If not, then it means that it doesn't mean anything to you. So I don't know. For me, nerves is a good thing.
And by the way, folks, someone has already dropped a good question in the chat. And if you have a few good questions, we have Shaolin at least until 1 p.m. Central Time. So, for 20 or about 35 minutes. That should get us through a couple of games. If you have a question, and she's okay with answering it,
Sure, why not?
feel free to drop those in the chat, and we'll feed those to Shaolin here as we get them. I'll get into one question here momentarily, but let's take a look at Margot Nunn here. 10 pin, I beg your pardon. And she'll take care of that on
Easy spin for her.
on lane 27. We've seen almost, I feel like every level of player in field from an experience or age perspective. Because we had a lot of youth players, both mainly collegiate, but there were a few players who getting some experience and still in the youth mode and the youth age group. And then obviously the seasoned player, if you will, those who have bowled this event multiple times. Then also some older players with plenty of experience who have bowled it and might even be bowling the senior queens now as well. It's an interesting thing to kind of take a look at when you just watch bowling. And it really goes to show that we can bowl at almost
every
any
age. Yes,
Right.
yes. That's the special thing about bowling, because you can bring your family. Like we see here today, you have all the families watching the girls bowl, giving them support for the whole week. I mean, you can't really like have that contact with your family, like really close contact in other sports. Like if you play basketball, they only have to see from a distance. You can't really like talk to them and things like that. But here for bowling, they are just like right behind you when you bowl. So I think that's something special about bowling compared to other sports. Plus, you're in air conditioning, so that kind of helps when it's so hot outside. You don't want to be all sweaty and
It was supposed to be a little warm this week
Yeah.
in Wichita. I haven't been outside since this morning.
It's
Did
okay,
it
you're not
warm
missing
up?
much. It's really hot. Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm back home in Malaysia. It's that hot.
Oh, what's the weather like in Malaysia? Like, do you have seasons?
No,
No.
our season is summer all year long.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have monsoon season towards the end of the year and earlier, but then it's summer, and the humidity is quite high compared to here.
Okay.
It's like 40. The hottest it goes up to 40 something degrees Celsius. I think 90s Fahrenheit. I think.
Let's see. Because I definitely don't know my Celsius to
Yeah.
Fahrenheit metric. 104.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
like Vegas.
Oh.
In summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I see it's hot.
Well, I still want to visit Malaysia.
Yeah, you should. You should come.
I will tell you though, after you share this news,
Change your mind.
I'm gonna go at some point.
You should.
I'm gonna have to bring. Am I
bring
allowed
your
to have
wife.
an umbrella or something?
Yeah.
Can I do that? Can I hold the
Yes,
umbrella?
yes.
Okay, I just want to check.
No, but you'll be in air conditioning most of the time. You're not gonna, unless you're gonna go like visit, like all the touristy places.
Well,
but-
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you'll be in the car. There's air conditioning in
Fair
the car,
enough.
and then when you go out, it'll be hot. But then But
okay.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'm gonna go watch you train.
Yes. You'll be bored, but yes, you can come.
I'm sure there's something I can learn by watching you train.
Well, we train about 4 hours a day, so yeah.
Every day, or how many days a week?
Yeah, we train like for 2 hours on the lanes every day, or 2.5 depending. Sometimes if we are preparing for a big game, we train twice a day. So can go up to 5 hours, and then we have gym on alternate days. So yeah, it's like work for us back home.
Joined in the booth by Shalin Zulkifli, Shayna Ung.
Strike.
A strike in first shot in the 10th frame. Shayna is she kind of quickly established herself as a player to take a look at it and look forward to a few years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, at this event in 2013, I mentioned yesterday, she made the TV show.
Yeah, all the Singapore girls have been doing really, really well on tour since they got here, like 2017, I think. Yeah.
Actually, 2016.
Oh, when they
Yeah,
was it when it first
2016.
started, yeah.
Big.
Yeah, Jazreel won, right?
Well, she was 2015. So now that I think about
Yeah.
it. So 2015,
Are you sure now?
Jasmine won. I am. That's probably because I wasn't on tour
Yeah,
in
yeah,
2015.
yeah.
But in 2016, they came as a team
Yes, yes.
and immediately made an impact.
Yeah. Another strike there.
Where Shayna is playing, did you see? Is that what we should expect players to kind of be, particularly in that area?
Yeah, I think so. Unless, because Shayna has a lot more revs, so she's moving deeper, slightly deeper than the other girls.
Up 8th frame here on 27 and 28. Jessica Shepard spares. She'll get to 174. Ung is in the 230s. Shayna part of the Forbes Asia 30 under 30 list. That's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Pretty impressive to be on any 30 under 30 or any list like that, but
Yeah.
at Forbes, it's impressive.
I mean, we're quite fortunate in Asia that because of the government support we get, so bowlers get quite a lot of recognition all across Asia, which they should get here also in the States.
I
mean,
agree.
You know, bowling is really big here in the States, so they should get all the support that they deserve, I think.
Sandra Stoddard to finish it out on 29 and 30. I think Tanya Raumemfer did get to the 270s. So already a few big games. We'll get to your questions here in just 1 second. So 256 for Giselle Poss as well. Don't forget your information needs at pwba.com/live. You'll find live scoring, the full roster, certainly your pairing sheets so you can keep up to date with your favorite players, and you can follow them across our 8 channels here on Bowl TV this week. Tanya Bryan, 9th frame. Looked to be in the right area for Tanya. Just didn't quite get into a roll early enough. She'll leave a 1-2-4-10. What was one of the keys you think, Shaolin, for talking about ball roll for you specifically, and maybe something else you noticed where the ball had to start, at this part of the lane for you to have success, or you had to do to make sure you were, behind it to have success? What were those keys for you think?
I mean, in general or just today?
For you, today.
Today, okay. Today for me, I had to, when I started, I kind of was a bit too far left. I started in the right part of the lane, but I was a bit too far left. So my first 2 games, like my first 1.5 games wasn't that good. There wasn't hole, and then because I was bowling next to Caroline and Kayla, then I discussed with the ball reps, and they decided that I should try further out, like 4 or 5 boards out. So I made a ball change, and then I moved further out, and I found that I had a better shot to the pocket, and I had to have more forward roll, stay behind it more, because when you turn too much and spin it too much when you bowl too far out, it might just might get a lot of over under reaction, and the ball would just like skid and snap too sharp.
Good double for Michelle Sterner. She can get to 259 as well. Even game for Andrea Petraglia to start. She's at plus 65.
Ooh, 710 there for Rocio.
Seen a lot of those, a lot of pocket 710s this week. And we're just about a day and a half done with competition.
Seems like there's a lot of 710s or 2810s yesterday and today, if you don't get the right ball and ball reaction going on.
Good shot for Dunn, first shot in the 10th frame. Allie wrapping up her career at Wichita State. Spare there for Brian. So while we have a chance, let's ask a question or two. Let me scroll all the way up. And if you're just joining us, this is game 1 of C Squad. C Squad on the lanes. This is the burn squad, meaning the lanes were not re-oiled after this morning's round. Shaolin Zulkifli from Malaysia is joining me in the booth. She'll be here for another half hour or so. About the way the pace is going, we might be able to get through one full game, or another full game, I should say, while you're still here. But she bowled this morning and is offering her insights as well on what we might see. And our first question comes from my man Aaron, who asks, if you weren't bowling, what would you be doing professionally? What would your career be potentially if you weren't a bowler? Ever thought about that?
I'd probably be still an athlete, but probably in a different sport, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I always loved sports, and I was always like active in sports, like different sports in school. So, yeah.
Did you have a favorite outside of bowling?
Yeah, I kind of played like a little bit of everything, like athletics. Obviously not running because I'm short. Like short putt. I don't know if you call it the same here. Yeah, like short putt and handball, volleyball, badminton. Yeah, because badminton is quite big in Asia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that.
So I played kind of like every sport in school. Yeah. But I picked bowling. Yeah.
When did you know that bowling might be? Like you were pretty good, and you said, "Okay, I want to focus, kind of dedicate my time to bowling."
When I was 10. Because bowling, I thought like I had a discussion with my dad, and like we talked about it, and like we were discussing what sport I would be able to excel at. And obviously athletics is not one of them because of my height. So we picked like a skill sport, and bowling is a skill sport. It's a close skill sport. So your physique doesn't really matter. More for your technique and so on. So yeah. So we decided bowling and never looked back ever since that.
Yeah, 28 years later.
Yeah. It'll be a shame if 28 years later I found out that it's not the right sport for me.
223 for Michelle Sterner and 185 for Margot Nunn to close out 27 and 28. Game 2 is on the way, or underway, on 29 and 30 specifically. Carrie Smith, Missy Parkin, Amber Gerke, and Laura Plazas. It's a pretty good cross there.
Yeah.
And we saw Carrie Smith do some damage last night, late on the fresh. At 289, actually had the front 9, or the front 10, excuse me, last night. So she's now currently at plus 151 after shooting 212. And Tanya Raumemper, Shannon O'Keefe, and Megan Nisley.
Oh, Tanya shot 279 the first
she
game.
Did.
Yeah. So she punched out.
That's a big game to start for Raumemper.
Yeah.
And that puts it at plus 17. We'll see how far the cut number might go up today or after competition is complete.
Ooh. 2-8-10 there for Shannon.
I don't think we saw a little or any of those on this pair, game number 1. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Since you said you were short, Shaolin, people want to
Yes.
know how tall you actually are.
How tall? I'm 5'2".
No, that's not bad.
Not too bad, but when I come to the States, everybody's taller than me. You have 6'5" and
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I'm in that. I'm not quite that tall.
Yeah. I'm like Laura's height.
Fair
About
enough.
the same height, yeah.
Laura Plaza. That's the first time we've seen Laura this year. It's her
Yeah,
first
that's
event on tour this season. She bowled or represented Colombia in the most recent Central American Caribbean games last week.
Last week, yeah. That's why a lot of the South American girls were not able to bowl in Lincoln
Yep.
last week.
Laura, another player who feels right at home. She's a former Wichita State Shocker. As is Tanya Raumemper.
Yes.
There's O'Keefe, reigning PWBA Player of the Year, and your defending Queens champion. Top 63 players, including Shannon O'Keefe, will advance to match play. So if Shannon finishes somewhere between 1 through 64, terrible break there for Missy Parkin.
Yeah, 7-9.
Shannon will be included in the field. If she happens to, well, for whatever reason, finish qualifying in 65th or lower, she automatically gains that 64th spot for match play. So then it would be the top 63 and Shannon O'Keefe. But if I had any guesses, I would say she's going to be in the top 64
for sure,
comfortably.
Yes.
Pins do bounce a little bit here at North Rock.
Yeah.
But Missy takes the 7. Missy and husband Drew, son DJ, in the building this week. And DJ's grandparents are here as well. So nice family week for the Parkins. You have a son.
Daughter.
Daughter, excuse me.
Yeah.
How old?
She's going to be, she's 7 now. She's going to be 8 this year.
How's motherhood?
Good. I love it. Yeah. Keeps me busy, running around here and there. But I like it.
What is she into bowling yet? Athletics?
She goes to the bowling alley every day, but she doesn't bowl. I think it'd be too much pressure for her because my husband bowls too. He was on the team. And he's won like Asian championships and world championships as well. So like, yeah.
Just kind of slyly, yeah, he won the Asian championships. And then, you know. Yeah.
So like, it's kind of hard. Like, you know, if we.
I can understand.
I mean, the benchmark is kind of hard, but I don't know. We're not forcing her to bowl. If she likes, she bowls. But she has her own bowling ball and stuff. But she's like into other sports in school now, like taekwondo. She has she's gonna get her green belt in taekwondo, and swimming. She's pretty good in swimming as well. But both of us since both of us are athletes, so like we're saying like, I think we should make her, ask her to choose an Olympic sport instead of bowling, because like we get so frustrated that bowling is not in the Olympics, no matter how hard we try, and like the World Bowling Association, USBC, and everyone tries to get bowling in the Olympics, is not. So sometimes as an athlete you get frustrated, so that's why you say maybe she should pick an Olympic sport, so all your hard work and everything, at least maybe you'll get an Olympic medal or something like that.
Nice shot from O'Keefe. Looks like she made a ball change.
Yeah. Something that I think hooked a little earlier.
Well, it's understandable, Shaolin. I mean, I know that you are a legend now. You basically just described that your husband, too, also has had great success at home. So it could be, something a lot to live up to if you think about it, certainly in that.
Yeah, we don't want to pressure her. Right. I mean, she's very active. She likes art, she plays piano and all those things. So we just want her to experience everything and pick, have her own, make her own decisions and so on. But if she pick bowling, you'll be fine. She'll be a lefty.
Oh, nice. How
I
about
want her
that?
to be a lefty, yeah.
I'm going to have to keep this in mind.
Congratulations to you.
I'm having a son, so I know this
live
stream thing is going to be too much pressure for him, so I don't want him. No, August 20th.
Oh, that's soon.
Yes, it is. It creeps
Are
up
you ready?
on you. I think so.
You can never be ready, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, you just have to go with the flow.
I think I'm as ready as I'm going to get.
Yes, that's true.
And once it happens, you just thrust into duty. I am a little nervous, slightly, Simply because I feel like I'll be nervous for like the first 30 days where you just, you're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
delicate and
Yes,
you don't
yes,
want
yes.
to make any sudden
Yes,
moves and
yes,
those kind of things. I
yes.
think once I get over that part,
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Just follow your instincts.
That's
I think,
a good
yeah.
advice.
Just follow your instincts.
So you're saying if I smell something, that's probably means that
Yeah. It's
it's
time
time for
for
a
a
change.
nappy change, yeah.
Okay. Joined in the booth by Malaysia's Shalin Zulkifli. This is game 2 of 5, and talking about bowling and having a nice chat about all kinds of things now. And I'm in the role of soon to be parent, so now I'll have no issues having these type of conversations. And trouble again there for O'Keefe.
We had a lot of 2-8-10s yesterday too on the burn.
So maybe some
Yeah.
over under at some
Yeah,
point you
yes.
experienced too on
Yeah.
that pattern. Okay.
That's why it's a bit tricky, I think, the burn compared to the fresh.
Raul Memper, early double, split in the third, again coming off 279 and looking pretty good here in game number 2. Parkin
Ooh.
gave it a run. The old,
See another 2-8-10.
there it is. You called it.
25-26. It seems tricky because you have to have like, when you leave a 2-8-10, that means the ball is like skating a bit too long. It's going around the head pin, but then if you get a ball that's too early, then you leave like a split,
Yeah.
like what Shannon left, like the 7-3-6-10. So it's kind of tricky where you have to find a ball that kind of hooks, but then doesn't hook too late or too much.
Looking around, Verity Crawley, spare 3-bagger. She is on 25 and 26. Giselle Poss has started with the front 5. I know she had a nice game early to begin this block. She is on 35 and 36. So all of those channels available to view. If you'd like to open multiple channels, the key is, the trick there is to open up multiple tabs. And some good folks in the chat have developed a really cool system on how they watch multiple tabs and then listen to me somehow. And we got some smart viewers, and we appreciate them very much here on Bowl TV. All right, let me get into another question for you. Let's see. Favorite place you visited during your career? So, and which a career that has taken you to
Quite
hundreds of places, I'm sure, at this point.
I don't know, that's
That could be
kind of
tough.
hard. Because I like quite a lot of different places. Like, I've been to Japan. Japan is really nice too. States is pretty good. I don't know, it's kind of hard. I kind of like everywhere because like it depends, I guess. Because when you go out bowling, it's like you meet almost the same people, just different tournaments, different cities, countries. So, because I've competed in quite a few of the same tournaments, so everywhere kind of feels like home. I think if you ask a bowler, as long as you're in a bowling alley, everywhere feels like home.
Right.
Kind of, right? But yeah, I mean in Asia, besides Malaysia, I like Japan. In the States, I like LA and Florida. Because we went to Florida like early on in '98 to Kegel when they first started in Lake Wales. And Europe's not too bad too. San Marino is pretty nice. Yeah, the food is really good in San Marino. Yeah.
Okay. Have to put that on my list.
Yes.
I've heard some good things about it.
It's really small place. You have to like there's a small airport that you land into and you have to take like maybe a 2-hour drive to San Marino. You cross the Italian border.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent shot there from Gerke. With shots like that, she won't be at in the minus number very long. And again, on the burn, you see, again, players like Raumemper having some success.
Ooh.
That looked to be about
Yeah.
9-10 at the arrows.
Yeah.
Gerke's shot looked to be about almost 3-4 or so. And so still some boards to play with, if you will. But as you mentioned, it can be still tricky
Yeah.
if you're not still quite in the right place. Which
Yeah,
is,
if you do have the right shape.
yeah.
I mean, there's areas to play. It just depends on how you execute your shot. If like you have more forward, then you can play like carry and like further out and point it. If you have more like if you rotate around the ball a bit more, then probably you feel more comfortable if you play further in. So just depends on what kind of shot you have, like your A game, what your A game is, and try and line up from there.
O'Keefe sticks with the same ball and has figured that out. She's been solid on the right lane with that particular ball. Now a 3-bagger for both O'Keefe and Raumemper. Parkin looking for her first strike.
Ooh, light hit there. Another strike there from Tanya.
Giselle Poss has the front 8. We're on 35 and 36, so last time we talked about her, she had the front 5, obviously continuing to strike. And so Poss, who has a very powerful strike ball.
Where did she go to college?
She went to Vanderbilt.
Oh, Vanderbilt. That's where Josie coaches, right? Yeah. It's a good school.
Oh. And a split of some kind. I can see a 2
2-10,
and I can see a 10.
You jinxed her.
That might as well call that's my middle name. Every time I talk about somebody this week, I didn't even have to get up. First, it generally is with the camera. Now it's just verbally jinxing people.
I hope you don't talk about me tomorrow.
I won't. I will not say her name
Thank
once.
you.
Just
Thank
gonna
you.
watch.
Yeah, that girl from Malaysia. You know what's her name? Yeah.
The legend. I think that's appropriate.
Ooh, looking shot there for Carrie.
Carrie, this is kind of tailor-made in a sense. Although she didn't bowl on the burn yesterday, so she did bowl on the fresh last night. But she can still play right, which is what she would like to do.
Yeah. Basically, she can play her A game, I think. Almost the same as Kayla, too, I think.
Yeah, it's very rare to be
Yeah.
able to play your A game like throughout an entire week of an event, especially a long event.
Yes, but it helps when there's only three or four to a pair compared to last week when we had like 5.
Sure.
Yeah. And when you only bowl 5 games a day. close one there from Rachel on lane 23. Ooh. 10 pin for O'Keefe on lane 28.
So you said a jersey?
Yeah, or do a replica jersey of what she's wearing.
Okay.
And we'll put person's name on it.
Okay.
Instead of hers.
Okay. Trying to think how I can do it. I'll just do it randomly.
Send it directly to them.
Okay. Well, we've got some cool stuff, courtesy of Missy and Drew Parkin. So we're going to have a, let's just fire it up here in a sec. We're going to have a giveaway. Shaolin, you like giveaways?
Of course, who doesn't like giveaways?
I know,
right?
I know. You get free stuff generally.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do is we are going to, if I remember, because I'm generally not maestroing. That's first and foremost. That's teamwork. Teamwork right there. Teamwork right there. The maestro will take care of it for me. But, however, the jersey that Missy Parkin is wearing is we're going to give it away. Not the one. So not the game-worn jersey, but Drew and Missy will give you a replica jersey of what she's wearing with the cool license plate on the back, and they will then replace Missy's name with your name.
Cool.
Whoever wins this jersey.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, so courtesy of Parkins Bowling Supply and Missy and her husband Drew. So yes, the giveaway guru is not here, but in his honor, we will fire off a Missy Parkin replica jersey giveaway before the end of this game. And even if it happens to be after, we'll make sure we get it done, and we'll make sure you get your jersey. And Missy and Drew will send it to you, so we'll get all the info to them, and that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. They also gave me a couple autograph cards, so, you know, I'll probably keep one for myself first and foremost. And then we'll figure out somehow to give another one away as well. As the strikes continue to pile up across other pairs here.
Yeah. And 3 10 pins on lane 27, 28, and 29.
So we've got Shaolin for a few additional frames. You mentioned this early at the top of the broadcast, but someone had a question about it, and it was in regards to the support that you receive from the Malaysian government.
Yes.
What type of, from the rewards, or I guess there could be various levels of
Yes.
support, and all
Yes.
depends on funding, which you mentioned a little bit.
Okay, basically, we have, I think the last 3 years, we had a podium program where it's for the most elite athletes from Malaysia. So for the podium program, we get quite a lot of perks, which among them are we get a salary, like an allowance every month, a fixed salary every month, and then we have allowances like per diem when we travel for tournaments, and then we have 4 and 5 star tournaments that we go to every year, which comes to about maybe I would say 10 tournaments a year or more. Because we don't have a lot of local tournaments in Malaysia, we have like probably three or 4 local tournaments. So most of the time we get to go overseas for a lot of competition, like in Europe, the World Bowling Tour, in the Euro Challenge in Germany, and so on. And then besides tournaments, we also get like an equipment allowance for all our grips, bowling balls. Can come up about to 7,000 a year. And then gym and everything is taken care of with the sports council. Sports also recovery. You can go there for um, massage, to get a massage, ice bath,
Nice.
hydrotherapy, you name it, everything. And then
You have cryotherapy?
yeah, we have
Nice.
cryotherapy. We also have like a room. It's like something like cryotherapy, but it's in a big room where you can fit like probably like maybe 8 people. Yeah. And then besides that, if we win in major games, like for example, like we have like the Asian Games, which is something like the Pan Am Games for here for the States. If we win a gold, we get about 20,000 US for a goal. For a silver is 10, and then for a bronze is 5. And then if for the World Championships, it's the same. You get 20, 10, and 5. And then for the SEA Games, it's a little less, probably like 1,000 US and so on. So yeah, that's basically the support that we get. Yeah, for competitions overseas, everything's taken care of. Everything's paid for by the government. So yeah, that's basically some of the support that we get. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, we are really lucky.
203 for O'Keefe. Round member shoots 221. Megan Nisley will be finishing up the hopefully the 151 game in a second. Just to her left, you see Verity Crawley into your screen.
Yep.
Another great shot for Crawley. So Verity will enter the 10th on the double. She can get to 234. 151 for Megan. And then we'll watch 29 and 30 finish things up.
Start there for Laura Plazas.
Strepo missed a single pin in the third and has
Yeah.
thrown 5 in a row since. Looking for 6.
Ooh, 4 pin.
High flush there on the 4.
Ooh, that's something different.
So backup ball on
Yeah.
the spare
Wanna
attempt.
Watch out.
I know I hear a lot of stories. Some players, kind of begin as with backup balls, and of course they end up, making the transition to.
Yeah.
How did you start? Like, did
I
you
just
have
want to
any?
say, I started off bowling
Okay.
spinner, because in Asia that's quite popular, and because I started young, so I bowled bowled as a spinner for like a year or so, and then after that I changed to hook. Yeah. I don't think you have spinners here in the States.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Well, at least that I feel that they're easily recognizable. Like you can identify
Yes.
and
yes.
know where you're looking at. I've seen them on various shows or live
Yeah.
streams.
Yeah.
That shot there from Parkin. My wife wanted to tell everyone hello.
Hi.
She was really just telling it to me, but I figured I'd be nice.
And include everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
She's been busy today, so she's just finally able to watch a few frames. Allie Tatro, former Wichita State Shocker. She's got some ground to make up and trying to do it this game.
I think it's great that you guys have a really good collegiate program here in the States. That's one of the things that I think, for me, if you ask me, throughout my career, that I kind of regretted. that I didn't get to like come to the States and like bowl the
Sure.
collegiate compared to there's a lot of Asian girls now that come and bowl the collegiate, and I think it's good. I mean, it gives them exposure to a different kind of environment compared to back home.
Yeah, the USBC collegiate program, NCAA,
Yeah.
NAIA has some now varsity levels for bowling as well. I mean, it has grown tremendously,
Yeah.
and it's still growing.
It's good. I mean, at least that's where you get good bowlers with good basic skills and so on, so that they graduate to bowl on the PWBA after they finish school.
Yeah, it is really the right transition at
Yes.
this point with the return of the tour, and from the youth perspective, then to high school, into
Yeah,
collegiate,
yeah.
and then if they so choose, the professional levels, and the regional tour is
Yes.
working its way back.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
Yeah.
This year we have regionals for the ladies tour. I think it's a good start. I mean, so that if you feel that you're not ready for
Right.
the full tour, at least you can bowl the regionals.
All right, 10th frame. There is Carrie
She's
Smith
lined up.
doing her thing.
Oops. 4-pin miss from Rocio on lane 32.
Earl still gets to 225.
Yeah. I think probably it's a jersey,
Is that what it is?
Emil. No, Carrie's jersey. That's why
Oh, that's pretty.
it's
what we got?
cool. It's
What-
like,
is that the
is that
ghost?
a seal or a ghost?
Looks like the ghost emoji.
Casper? Maybe that's why she gets a lot of strikes.
How about
Casper
that?
helps her.
Wow.
But it's so cute. Like, I like her jersey. It's really cute.
She's also throwing it very good.
Yeah.
Nicely done for Carrie Smith. 246.
246. 2 big games there.
All right, 203 for Missy Parkin. Laura Plazas to finish it out here. Laura can get to 247. Gerke crosses over. All right, let's see. Make sure I didn't miss any notable items with Shaolin in the booth. Nicole DePaul Miller will join us next. She is the head coach at Upper Iowa University. Speaking of growing collegiate programs, that's
yeah.
a new program. Nice break for Plazas, the former Shocker.
I'm sure it's nice for them, those former Shockers to come here and bowl in their kind of home center and like have the familiarity of the surroundings and so on.
Absolutely. They saw a photo or two from on social media. Of course, the longtime Coach Vatican,
is going to retire.
is
in
retiring
June.
soon. So
Yeah.
many of the players that are bowling this week went on over to, like they normally would,
Yeah.
certainly, and say hello. But this one means a little bit more.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right, 159 for Gerke, 232 for Laura Plazas. And that'll do it for game 2. And Shaolin, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for
It was
the
fun.
invitation. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Can do
Anytime.
it again soon, maybe.
Anytime. So I want you to bowl well tomorrow.
Thank you.
So you won't have
Don't
to come
mention
back
me.
immediately. And I won't mention you. That's right. I don't want to jinx you tomorrow. All right, game
Okay.
3 is on
Thank
the
you.
way. Want to thank Shaolin Zulkifli. Back in a moment with you here on Bowl TV. All right, want to welcome you back in. This is game 3 of 5. This is C Squad here on Bowl TV and our continuing coverage of the USBC Queens. Want to thank Shaolin Zulkifli from Malaysia for stopping by for the first couple of games. And now we welcome Nicole DePaul Miller, head coach at Upper Iowa University in Fayette, Iowa. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'll ask you the same question I asked Shaolin. Now you've had, wait, did you bowl earlier?
I bowled
Did you
fresh
bowl?
yesterday, so
Okay.
I bowled a 5 p.m. squad fresh again today.
Okay. Your thoughts early, just kind of on the pattern and what you've had to do personally to try to be successful, and then some of the things you've noticed across the spectrum here at the Queens.
For me, yesterday on the fresh, I was surprised I was able to play more up the track area of the pattern. As I went through my block, I was using a Creed Rebellion, which is an asymmetrical solid, had a little bit of surface on it, and it held up nicely until about the middle of the third game, fourth game. And I kept using it because, well, it was the only thing helping me strike. Then later on at the end, I was going to do a ball change, and I decided to stick it out because as long as I was controlling the pocket, I was able to get at least decent hits with easy makeable spares. I looked at my scores after I was done, and dawned on me if I would have picked up a couple of more single pin spares, I would have been plus going into this block. So this afternoon's game plan, after talking with my tour reps, what we're going to do is put some more surface on 2 symmetrical balls to at least give me a better break point down lane and kick out more of the corners and increase potentially scores so I can be plus and make this top 64 cut. That's the goal. What I'm seeing, though, is interesting with this pattern. It's holding up. Usually when we bowl queens, everyone's got different styles, everyone's trying to do their own thing, and I've seen a lot of ladies who typically normally play left are standing right and throwing it up the boards. It's I guess, somewhat refreshing. I'm not sure if that was the intent of the pattern when they created it for us. Every year I've bowled here, I've always seemed like we have to play up or around 5-10 board in that general vicinity of the center. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
I was told that some of the characteristics normally in the center is that the track generally tends to play kind of whatever you put out, and but you know, obviously this week that's still true. But if you want to score, then you need to be
outside.
Right of that.
Absolutely.
Right at the track.
Absolutely. So a lot of the ladies I've seen score-wise are the ones who are playing slightly outside of the track and are getting the ball into the right area where it will peel off the pattern and kick out those corners or break up splits. I've seen a lot of light hits carry too, similar to what we saw a few weeks ago in Cleveland.
Yeah, if you can get the light shaker, that is it's always a plus first and foremost, because that's one you can kind of count on. And then some, then you kind of tend to maybe line up to carry in that form as opposed to, trying to hit flush, which obviously if you're someone who's, consistently leaving wrap tins and that kind of thing, but you carry every light mixer, well, probably want to line up to carry the light mixer.
I will tell you, yesterday I started off with a 168, and I ended up saving myself by hitting pocket light and letting it carry. And then as I progressed through the block, what pocket hits I did get, they were good. I was really happy with the light hits that carried. It kept my momentum going into finishing. Even though minus, it still is going to carry me into what I'm going to do today when I start my block.
Game 3 is underway. We're joined by Kristen Nieder, Shannon Sellens, who bowled very well yesterday, and she was someone who was able to play right from game 1 to 5 on the fresh, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, she's got a fantastic game. She's a New York State Queens. She's won men's tournaments in the East Coast. She's a force on patterns where you can play up the board. She's able to control the pocket.
Pamela Alvarez, who has joined us for the first event here in 2019. She was a rookie last year. And Tracy Ball on 27 and 28. And Cindy Poletsky, Brittany Brown, her most recent intercollegiate team champion with Robert Morris, Illinois. And newly inducted PWBA Hall of Famer, Leanne Holstenberg.
Yeah, that Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I don't know anybody else who wasn't crying Wednesday night. It's so amazing to see how far the tour has come and watch people I idolize, like Leanne, like Wendy McPherson, Tana Carners. I've paired up with Leanne multiple times, and she is so kind, and she talks to you and she interacts with you, and it was such a wonderful thing to see her get inducted this year.
Were you there? Did you go
was
okay.
there. I actually was with the back with my teammates on the Brunswick ladies team, crying my eyes out through a majority of it, because I remember I had just graduated from college and my goal was to go out on the tour, and when it fell apart in 2003, it was, now what am I going to do? I was in the same situation as Deandra and several of the other ladies who were graduating from college at about the same time I was. So hearing the stories and listening to Leanne and Wendy talk about it, and then of course Anne-Marie Dugan talking about it, I'm so glad we have a tour.
I want to congratulate Danielle Schilling, by the way, for winning the Missy Parkin replica jersey.
Wow.
Right before you got here. Missy was on featured pairs here in game 2, And Drew and Missy, courtesy of Parkins Bowling Supply, not donated, offered to give away or have us give away a replica jersey, same one she's wearing now. And then even on the back, where Missy's name is, they will place the winner's name.
How cool is that?
On the jersey. I'm a little, this is one of those situations where employees not eligible for.
I'll give you one of mine. Do you want one of mine?
Yeah, I want to have my name on the. That's actually one of my favorite jerseys of Missy too. So it was ironic.
The whole California.
Yeah.
It shows where she's from and it matches her personality. I don't know if I saw this morning. There are a lot of really cool jerseys the last couple of days here, especially the designs and some of them showing the personalities of us ladies. Yeah, that's cool. She won the jersey. Congratulations.
Absolutely. So Danielle, be on the lookout for an email in the next few days or so. Actually, what's tomorrow? Saturday?
Yeah, today's Friday.
All right, so maybe Monday. Be on the lookout for that, and we will then pass your information along to the Parkins, and then they will handle the rest from there.
It feels like a Saturday, doesn't it?
It does. It feels a little odd because we obviously started a little earlier in the week. This is the normal day we'd be bowling at a PWBA standard event, but it does seem something seems a little off.
Well, I wouldn't. Any of us
might
would
be the
here.
extra sleep that I got last night.
Did you get extra sleep last night?
I did. I actually tried to. I made sure that I tried to get an extra hour or two in. Honestly.
Well, it helps with our format being able to bowl 3 days instead of 16 games in one day. I think a lot of us are happy to get the extra sleep. Although getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to do the 8 o'clock block yesterday was a little hard from the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, and I heard a lot of folks kind of thanking A squad bowlers, honestly, for attending. You wanted to be there, but
oh, absolutely.
It was an early morning, certainly.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun. And you saw Leanne; she just threw a strike. She's on her game right now. It's awesome. I love it.
Leanne at +6 after 2 games.
Oh wow, we're already in game 3, aren't we?
I'm sorry, +6 overall. I beg your pardon. She is 50 over.
Oh wow.
After a couple. In fact, let's take a look at some scores. Joined in the booth by Nicole DePaul Miller, and we will talk about Nicole's new role here in just a second. All right, so after a couple today in C squad. By the way, Liz Johnson shot 1230 today, +230 for her 5-game block this morning on the fresh to get to +293.
I want her game. That's all I'm going to say on that. I want her game.
She took over the lead. And
now, does she play the same part of the lane she normally plays? She plays outside, up the boards?
Yeah, I saw a few shots there. I only saw her one game kind of in my general viewing area, but that's where she was playing. And I can tell you now, if that's where she's going to be playing,
she'll be unbeatable.
It's going to be a little tough.
We might as well just give her the tiara tomorrow.
It's going to be a little tough. Josie Barnes is second at +223. Danielle McEwen, not to slide her, +147.
Wow.
That block as well. +212 overall. Caroline Lagrange went 90 over today to couple with +119 on the burn yesterday at +209. Talked about Shannon Sellens. Sellens is coming off a 280 game. So she's going 210, 280 today.
Well, she keeps this pace up, she could potentially take over somehow or at least be close to the #1 spot.
It's interesting. Obviously we saw what Liz did today, but, Shannon kind of set the blueprint, I thought, last night because, I saw her on, let's say it was 23 and 24 game 1. And then she comes in and is on the featured pairs in game 5 and literally was playing the exact same
spot.
area. It would look to be the same ball. Maybe some differences, but and so that kind of let me know that, as you mentioned earlier, the pattern standing up.
It is. It's
holding up.
It's holding up. No, well, so for me, at the end when we finished, I write down where I'm standing, where I'm at on the arrows, and where my break point's at. And at the finish of game 5, I looked down at my thing and I said, I think I moved maybe 1 to 2 boards the entire five games, and stuck with the same ball until I saw issues with transition. And it seems like a lot of the ladies, like we've said, they're not moving the pattern around. They're staying on top of it, and they're still using the same ball and making minor adjustments, which is a rarity for us out here. We're used to moving 3 boards, 5 boards, balling down, balling up. Yeah, they did a great job creating this pattern for us this week.
And Coghlan's the man.
Yeah.
He was in here dropping some knowledge yesterday.
Oh, he's here?
No, not here. He was in the
Oh.
chat, I should say.
Gotcha.
He was with us digitally, talking about some of the nuggets and some differences about last year's event pattern. Of course, this year 39 feet and 27?
Yeah, it was close to 27
Yeah,
miles.
26.9.
Last year we were in, where were we? Reno. We were bowling at the National Bowling Stadium. And the stadium's got such interesting characteristics pair to pair, and you could see the differences. And I remember this clearly in the burn squad, having to keep moving. Here, completely opposite of what we're seeing. I'm happy. I like it. Not a lot of the ladies do like it. I like it because at least I know I can use my A game. I can stick with the same ball or move through my arsenal and stay on the same line and not have to worry about, do I need to move 5 boards left?
That's important. Another shot there from Sellens. And the only difference I see right now with Shannon is she is a few boards left of where she was yesterday. So, yesterday she might have been about 2-3. I didn't see where she was at the arrows, but I saw where she was at the break point, and it was just right of 10.
So the squad before did a good job of developing it to where it is right now.
I would say based on, in comparison to yesterday, and that's really not to say that A squad didn't do a good job. It's just that from who I talked to and everyone kind of talked, the consensus was no one really knew what to expect.
Mm.
And so you get a few different things out going on the lanes, and it makes the B squad maybe a little tough. Obviously, a good shot there from Holstenberg. But today there was, I talked to the reps this morning, and right after warm-up on the fresh this morning, and everyone, said, hey, everyone's generally playing out.
Playing outside.
Yeah.
So when we were doing our practice on Wednesday, I had to think about that for a second. Wednesday, we only had an hour of practice, and it wasn't enough time for us to see what was going to happen in Barn Squad.
Sure.
So, of course, us coming in on the A squad, we were developing something for the B squad, and they're coming in and they're not sure what's going to happen. So, of course, they're going to come in with this, what do we do? What do we throw?
I mean, but didn't you do it on purpose? Let's be honest, right? You can't have the A squad or the B squad coming out throwing the bowling the lights out. I mean,
Yeah, the goal was for me, to make them sure that I was minus something. So when I bowled tonight, I could, bowl lights out. And then, of course, this is the squad I'll be following tomorrow for the burn. So I'm telling my teammates, please create the pattern for me. Please create the pattern for me. I don't know how that's going to go. So we're all trying to work together. We want to get as many of us on the team in the top 64 as possible.
Danielle, thanks for being a Bowl TV subscriber. And again, as you mentioned, we will be getting in contact with you so we can then get your information to the Parkins, and they would love to be able to send you the jersey and obviously get it all created and made and with your name on it. And I'm just going to throw the extra caveat now. Once you get the jersey, we got to see you wearing it.
Absolutely.
So you got to send us a photo.
Better yet, if there's ever a time she gets to meet Missy with the jersey on.
That would go without saying, certainly right there.
I think that would be cool. Hint, 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 hint.
Thanks, Gloria, for that information regarding Shannon Sellens and her equipment choices. Appreciate that. Kristen Nieder looking for a double. Leanne Holstenberg also looking for a double. Brittany Brown already on a double.
Brittany graduated this year, didn't she?
I believe she was a junior.
She was a junior. Okay, I wasn't sure. There's a lot of college players out here this week, bowling queens as well. They're able to fit it in. School's done. We had talked about this the last time we were on live stream together in Egan, right? It was Egan?
Yes. No.
It was Egan because I bowled really bad at Lincoln and I decided I was done. So I was in Egan.
We had bleachers there.
Yes, you're correct. And so one of the things we had talked about was some of these college players graduating or finishing school and coming out. And I've seen a lot of those wrap 10s too, by the way. And she throws the ball great. I've seen Brittany bowl several times through college tournaments. She's got the drive, the ambition. She's got a future on the tour if she wants to take it.
I would agree, and so does her partner, one of her partners in crime, I should say. If you watch the show, Courtney Ermish is bowling this week. She was the anchor player who tossed
that strike,
amazing strikes in the
it.
10th frame to win a national title.
Jason, my husband, he recorded it. We were, of course, on the road for tour. We were heading down here, or maybe we were in Lincoln, I don't remember. And I watched it, and I saw her throw the ball, and I'm going, oh, it's going to be clutch. It's going to be clutch. And when she threw the second strike and she knew it, yeah, she throws the ball great, too. She's on, was she on the B squad bowling this morning?
She's bowling now.
Is she bowling
I'm pretty
now?
sure, yes.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
Almost positive. Let me double check that while I say that. But I saw her earlier. She was summoned to the tournament office. I don't think anything bad happened, so don't worry. Don't worry, people.
Hey, we always get
Not the
summoned.
principal's office. Yeah, she is bowling now.
Okay.
She is crossing with Jennifer Hokersack.
Ah. Do we know how many college players are here this week? Or ones that have graduated?
I was going to say, are you defining it as current or?
How about both? Let's do both. Let's do both.
Well, if you do both, I mean, if you're talking alums, then it might be a little easier to do.
Okay.
I don't know the number, by the way, but we can just go through
Like
the
a
squad.
guess?
My guess would be of 192, I would say there would be at least, I want to say 30 to 40. That's just my guess. And in Wichita, I mean, we've got at least 10 to 15 players from Wichita State alone.
Yeah.
Who are bowling this week. We talked about Robert Morris.
St. Ambrose, there's a few girls from St. Ambrose here. I saw them.
Yeah, I saw Michaela Kelly's bowling. Kayla Crawford is bowling. I'm sure I've missed some folks in the mentioned Wichita State. And I'm just talking about alums, but Kayla Ovesny was just wrapped up her career from Wichita State. Mela actually spent a year at Wichita State. Kristen Nieder actually bowled at Ohio State. Yeah.
They had a team?
Yeah.
Do they still have a team?
Yes, to my knowledge. You know, it's
Wow.
more of a club sport. But Ohio State, yeah, they have a squad. There's a young freshman or a couple young players from Wichita State who are still current. Angelica Anthony, Addie Herzberg bowled this morning.
Okay.
So that number actually might be more than 30.
It probably is. I mean, the amount of opportunities.
That's a good note. I'm going to do that.
Are you going to do the research?
I'm going to do.
I always
do
thought
that
you
now.
look up numbers before we start asking you these questions, so
Well,
you're on top of it.
There's I could tell you there's like 16 countries represented, for example. But we also have to write TV notes this week, so I'm already in that mode. Already thinking about that. But that would be that's a good number. That'd be a good stat to kind of see.
And maybe if they're freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors in college.
That would be a little tough. The only reason I say that is it depends on if the information is updated.
Good point. Or if they're, they say they're a junior when they're really a senior.
Yeah,
or
like
something
the
like
athletic eligibility may not match up with the academic portion of it, which you'll finally find out a lot about
that. Yep.
as well.
I'm looking forward to it. That was a good ball by Shannon. She is a little left than what she started earlier in the block. Just a touch.
She's always someone who bowls well when she's out. So bowls a couple of events a year generally, and when she's out here, she's always a threat.
And it would be awesome to see her out here more full time if she could. I know with many of us who have jobs, it's hard for us to get out to every tour stop, and so when she's out, everyone knows.
Yep.
she throws the ball fantastic.
Olsenberg looking for a 4-bagger. Wow.
Amazing.
Timeless stock.
And she's further left than a lot of the ladies, too. Laura Plaza, also, I was watching her bowl, and she's further left, and it's rev rate, power play type area she's in, and doesn't surprise me Leanne's killing it.
Yeah, and then, to be further left also, Plazas would probably normally or like to be a little further left just based on, as you mentioned, rev rate as well. Watching Pamela throw really good shots here and just can't seem to get the 10 out.
It seems when we watch the ball go into the pocket, it looks like it's going to carry it, and then it doesn't. And then we're sitting here looking at a pocket 10 or a rat 10 or a flat 10. It's all about how the ball comes off of the end of the pattern, like any other tour stock we go to.
Folks, don't forget about live scoring. That is your friend this week. I want to thank Merrick and Brunswick for providing live scoring this week for the USBC short duration events. So if there is someone that, in the rare situation that there isn't someone on your screen that you want to be able to watch, I think we have all but 4 lanes, I think, covered this week.
Well, yesterday after we were done, I got a text message from one of the gentlemen on my men's team, and he had all my scores. And he goes, "We were watching." I sent the link out to everybody on both teams.
Awesome.
What they were doing is they were commentating for the entire time I was bowling.
Oh, nice.
Like, come on, coach, do this, coach. She just shot 180 something, and after we can't use our phones during the competition, and so I pulled my phone out and I'm seeing all these messages. I'm like, guys, really?
Well, they care about you.
Yeah, they do. They're great kids. They're more excited about knowing their coach is out here bowling than anything else.
We're going to get into your first season of competition. Is this coming up, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me get into that in the next game here. We've got about you'll stick around until game 2 is complete. Actually, I don't think anyone else is on the schedule. Oh, I'm sorry.
Game 3.
Thank you. I actually meant game 4, so we can get you 2 full games.
Hey, you can. I'm here until I have to get ready for my squad. So.
Oh well, whenever you need to go, then just let me know.
I don't mind talking to you. I like
preparation
you.
is important. Holstenberg. Oh.
Oh my. Pocket 9. Wow. And that was a great shot too off of her hand. And then Shannon picked up the 7 pin.
So Leanne gets a 237 with the spare. Kristen Nieder with 4 in a row. Kristen shot 300 at our opening event in Cleveland, the nationwide Greater Cleveland Open.
We had a couple of 300s at Cleveland too. And she threw the ball great. There was a lot of people behind her watching her throw.
And a 2.8 here, Kristen, minus 11. Let's see where the one thing I didn't check was where the cut number was just at the moment.
I'm guessing it's even or it's like minus 10.
It's fair. It's been minus 10 for a little bit today. It was minus 12 for about a game or so.
Am I wrong?
And it is minus 1.
Yes. What do I win?
Not a replica jersey. Unless it's yours.
Well, I've got enough of them.
I don't have any jerseys, so I can't actually donate one.
Leanne finished with a 237, so that's going to bring her up a little bit more.
This is a good opportunity, certainly this squad, for Leanne to gain some pins, and certainly in preparation for tomorrow's final day. This squad will be first to bowl tomorrow.
Yep, and I will be here bright and early to support my teammates bowling that squad tomorrow.
We'll be bowling at 8 a.m. Of course, 8, noon, and 5 are the 3 squad times per day.
So Kristen, with finishing this game, she's going to go plus. Where's she at right now in the total?
Kristen Nieder is minus 11. Oh, I'm sorry, 71st.
Okay. So she'll with this game, she potentially will go around several ladies. Nice shot.
And she just missed the cut on the round of 32 in Cleveland that week. So I think she'll be pretty determined, certainly, to advance to match play this week, especially as a non-member.
Absolutely. We have a lot of non-members this week, a lot of amateurs this week, and it's nice to see them out here bowling with us professionals and working hard and making cuts and their determination.
Taylor Bolton is trying to get a few pins back right now at minus 19. But she can get to 236 with all three in the 10th frame as we watch Shannon Sellens. I mentioned Sellens and already off to the great start here. 210, 280 for Sellens.
Great shot.
Yikes.
Oh. It looks like it at the last minute made a turn left. I will say yesterday, if you missed your target, your splits. You have to be on the shot.
A shot there from Tracy Ball. So we're heading to game number 4 momentarily. A few pairs left still in game 4. I'm interested to see. Let's see if that's Carrie Smith. And Carrie still down there striking.
She found magic yesterday in her squad.
Nicely done for Sellens. And with 9 or better, she is going to either remain even or add a pin. That's the kind of split there, that type of conversion that, if she continues to bowl well and, she has no issues getting in the top 64, right? But it really would go unnoticed because she's not trying to give away any pins whatsoever.
She's controlling the pocket, which is what we need to do. We have to control the pocket to maintain our scores.
Great pickup here. Let's see if she's able to make the adjustment.
That was a better shot off of her hand.
There it is.
Yep, she made the adjustment. She must have saw something when she threw it for the split and made either a little bit of a hand adjustment or speed adjustment. I didn't think I saw her move her feet at all.
So she'll move to plus 91 for 3 games. And gets plus 199 overall. Tracy Ball finishes with 184. She throws the back 4. And we are on to game number 4 here. My name is Emil Williams Jr. I'm in the booth with Nicole DePaul Miller, who is will be shoeing up for this evening's squad. But Nicole took on a role of head coach at Upper Iowa University in Fayette, Iowa. So while we have some time, let's talk about where you are kind of within the coaching realm and everything that goes into being a collegiate coach. Because obviously it's not just the coaching part. There's other things, the recruiting, the administrative stuff. So. This program is from scratch, basically. You've been at the forefront of it. So
yes.
How's everything going?
I am proud to announce I am done recruiting for the teams coming in this upcoming season. The goal was to get my recruiting done before tour started, and I did. And I have a full men's team and a full women's team. It's when you're starting a brand new program. It's hard to find the right mix of kids to come on board with the passion for the sport while knowing they have to get an education.
Sure.
And I have 9 ladies and I have to count 14 men. I think it's 14. So the women are going to be NCAA Division II, and the men will be USBC. And it's been a roller coaster of a ride. Many people, when you start a journey like this, you don't realize how much work it takes. And I've had fantastic support of my athletic department. My athletic director, he's been amazing. He knew how much it meant to me to get the type of kids who could work together, have the best team chemistry, and giving me the opportunity to do this for a year, knowing the goal was to create a winning team the first season. And so, I'm excited. I can't wait. This is the best career move I think I've ever made, besides coming out here and bowling and trying to compete. It's going to give me a chance to teach these kids a lot of the things I've learned working in the industry at Kegel and USBC and doing lane patterns and drilling bowling balls and showing them the mental game. So we're ready. We are ready. We're they annoy me enough. Sorry, kids, if you're listening to this, I apologize. I love my kids. I do. I always tell them, Mama Peacock is watching you like hawks, literally. So it's, we start in August, and the women's team's going to have a full schedule, and the men's team's going to have a full schedule. I have to figure out how I'm going to do all this traveling and then still do tour in the summer.
Yeah, you're going to be busy.
I am. I'm like many of us, like Shannon O'Keefe, Brandy Braca, Josie Barnes. We're going to be all over the place.
Yeah, it's. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
And one, because I thoroughly enjoy collegiate bowling. I think everyone pretty much knows that about me. I think it's one of the greatest experiences, both from every level, whether you're participating as a player, whether you're a coach, whether you're a fan, parent, friend, etc. It's just a one-of-a-kind type atmosphere. So I look forward to, I'm sure I'll see you at an event at some point this season.
We'll make sure to give you a shout-out.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be at a few.
I mean, we're so the women's team, we're being moved into. We got an offer to move into the Great Lakes Valley Conference.
Okay.
With McKendree and Maryville and a couple of other schools I can't name right now yet. And so we'll be a brand new conference. The men's team is going to be part of the conference with some of the schools from Wisconsin and Illinois. And they're, as they put it, Coach, we're going to win something, right? I said, yes. I know. First year out.
I like the confidence.
Oh, they're I have to show you some of the confidence things they say. They're ready. Their team chemistry, they haven't even been on campus together as a team, and their team chemistry is phenomenal. I could not have asked to put together these two groups of kids and see how much they care about each other and how they're committed to each other and they're helping each other out. And a lot of them have met each other already. Both teams are having the same squad for junior gold, so they're all going to be, the ladies are all going to be in one squad, the men are all going to be another, and they're going to help each other. And I couldn't ask for anything better than that. I'm ready to start now. Can I start now?
Well, I can tell the excitement is there, and you should be. And you should be excited. So, hey, you only got a few more months. What I learned about my days in college was, the summer breaks were way too short.
Yes.
And then you'd be back bowling, back at school, on campus. Tryouts begin, pretty soon, and then all of a sudden, you've got, 9 months.
Well, you think about it, so we're already in the middle of May. Junior Gold is 2 months away, which is one of the biggest recruiting events for all of us collegiate coaches. I'm going to have most of my kids bowling the tournament, and then we have to be on campus in the middle of August. And men start in September, women start in October, and it's all hands on deck going around and traveling and competing. And yeah, I think it's going to go by fast. And then 4 years will be done, and then I'm going to miss my first group.
Madison Hansen, Kelly Kulick, Angelica Anthony, and Katie Ann Sopp-Schroeder have joined us on 27 and 28. And then also on 29 and 30, Maddie Brandos, Amanda Falk, and Kaylee Baggins.
A lot of young ladies on the pairs in front of us. So, prediction, when do you think Kelly Kulick's going to get inducted into the PWBA Hall of Fame?
The moment she turns 50.
Really?
Yes.
And she and I are the same age.
Yes.
So she's got, I'm not going to say
but I'm not saying that. Exactly. Exactly.
I'm not going to say it. I love Kelly. Kelly and I have paired up a few times, too, over the last 4 years. She's, I don't know how she does it. I don't. amazing.
She's one of the, well, without saying one of the greatest of all time, but what she has done for the sport off the lanes, just being, available, and, many folks in the chat have talked about just this week how, recounting experiences that, they've met or bowl with the pro or have had a conversation or, she just, has no problem talking to individuals and just having a conversation and being an ambassador for the sport. One of a kind.
I love watching her interact with the younger kids. They look up to her. She's so positive with them. One day I'd love to have her come out and talk with my teams because she's got experiences where I would dream of having, traveling internationally, being the ambassador for the women's tour, being the ambassador for Storm. She has done so much for what we have on the women's tour, and I'm glad she continues to support our dreams.
We talked about the collegiate arm earlier, just in regards to how many we might think would be bowling this event. And Kim in the chat said that number is probably too low. And after looking at it, because every time someone comes to the featured pairs,
You see somebody else.
I know what school, at least a couple, what school they went to or currently go to. Like Angelica Anthony, who I mentioned earlier, is a current student athlete at Wichita State.
Okay.
Kelly went to Morehead State,
Yes.
of course.
USBC, was it a couple of weeks ago? The Facebook page put up a video of her from when she won their title for the collegiate. I don't remember what year that was, when she was at Morehead State.
1998.
Okay, so bringing back memories.
Yeah, she doubled in the 10th to win.
Yeah.
You can watch that and other classic television shows inside the vault on bowltv.com. It's a great opportunity for you to revisit many hours of historical telecasts and digitized footage. So, the Team USA, we've got some collegiate stuff, we've got PWBA, and a World Team Challenge.
Oh my gosh, that far back, huh?
Yeah, which I learned so much about a lot of people by watching some of the World Team Challenge.
Some of those are intense, aren't they?
Yes.
You're watching how they're bowling, and you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one where I'd heard a lot about it, and people would reference and say when we bowled World Team Challenge, and but some of the players that now, as Anthony gets 2 on that count, many players that PBA players, even PWBA players as well, both past, current, at some point kind of all made their way, it seems like, through the World Team Challenge. So pretty cool stuff. Here is Kulik.
And she's a little bit more inside than the rest of the ladies. She's comfortable there. She likes it in the more inside type of line on the lane. You were talking about other college players. Katie, she bowled for Nebraska.
She did. And then over on 29 and 30, Amanda Falk is one of the all-time greats at Central Missouri.
Yes. When did she graduate? Amanda.
2000.
I'm asking you a lot of questions, aren't I?
No, it's okay. If there's generally some answers that I do know, it's college bowling related. If you ask me, how much sleep did I get? It could be foggy. It could be foggy or something like that. What did I eat today? That's generally that. My wife asks me that all the time, and then I'm like,
You have to remember what you eat.
Well, generally it's because either I didn't get a chance to eat, or so I'm trying to not to say that I didn't eat, or like, hey, I don't really remember what I.
And everybody on the Bowl TV land is gonna start ordering you food and bringing it to you.
That would be. I'd be okay with that. There's a good quick story. When I was at the Open Championships back in the day, when I was working there, one day Matt and I were doing an event or a live stream, and I mentioned that we were talking about food, which is not uncommon between us. And
Matt loves food.
And I mentioned that, man, Popeyes would sound great right about now, right? So
did someone deliver it for
someone
you?
brought like a 12-piece. It was actually one of our colleagues, actually Kathy Pring, who is the USBC Women's Championships tournament director, manager here, or assistant. She's here in Wichita. She actually brought the food. Her and her brother Dave,
Oh, that's awesome.
who also works for USBC. So it's
Maybe they're listening.
that's
and
funny.
They can bring you something right now.
Well, Kathy is in town, so maybe we could work that out.
So I guess I could ask anybody in Bowl TV land, hey, I'm bowling 5 p.m. I would like to eat something. If you want to deliver anything for me.
I think, well, knowing what you know or what we know now about you, or at least the good folks who maybe didn't know so much, and having an understanding of what you will be enduring
Oh gosh.
pretty soon as as you get going with your travel schedule and everything from that standpoint. Yeah, they might be able to help you out. I'm trying to remember when Amanda Falk actually graduated, but I'm going to guess it was somewhere between 08, 09 is my guess. She bowled with Brianna Cote, and that same maybe
like
a
the
year,
same time period?
maybe a year difference, but they were teammates.
So you think about these college players, they come out and bowl the tour styles with us, and the experience they gain from bowling on these college patterns, across the board, USBC patterns, NCAA patterns, NAIA patterns, it is not a surprise they're doing so well out here with us. They're getting the experience a lot of us, when the tour went away, we didn't have. Unless we practiced on our own, we bowled when the PBA opened up the membership for us ladies, or heck, even championships, bowling the championship tournaments. So it's not a surprise. I mean, yeah, they're killing it. As I always say to my husband, they are killing it.
There's no doubt about that, and that's the way. When you think about it, it really should be. I will ask you one question, and folks, if you have a question for Nicole about her, coaching, her collegiate coaching specifically, and maybe the one question that I always ask any collegiate coach when they're on is, because I feel that parents and students can't really hear it enough, is kind of I won't say the play-by-play of what a shot there from Falk, Stone 9, not the play-by-play of how do I become a collegiate athlete per se, but maybe just a few keys as a coach, as someone who would be looking for a student athlete. Kind of what would be 3 or 4 points that you would say, here's what I would be looking for, when I'm recruiting, is that kind of thing.
Sure. So for me, one of the main things is passion for the sport and passion for continuing education. Being a former teacher, I always push education, education, education. Knowing they're doing whatever it takes to be successful in high school, and they're going to use what they've learned in high school to bring on to college and then continue to be successful in college. I am all about team communication. How do you communicate to each other? How do you communicate to your family? How do you communicate to your coach? If I see anything negative, either your statements or your body language, it almost turns me off, because this could come into the college team where you're creating a positive environment, you're creating a culture to be successful on and off the lanes. Any type of experience on Sports Shop, huge. During this recruiting period, I have met some fantastic talent, and the experience they have is only high school bowling or league bowling, and I don't want them to come into a collegiate team or program, get on the first week of practice, it's going to be a hint team, flat pattern, and then they're shooting 110s, 115s, and they're done. So getting out there, trying different shots, finding a center who wants to put a shot out for them is really important. And not just bowling high school, but getting in the summer tournaments as well. I think it's the experience, getting out there and experience in it. Because college bowling, the travel, plus going to classes, you might have a job, you've got to figure out a way to time manage everything.
That's good advice.
Yeah, thank you. I learned that when I was in high school and college.
Angelica Anthony. And Angelica is from...
flat ton again.
For some reason, I didn't think that was correct, what I'm saying. I could be wrong, but let me go to the...
Trusty internet?
Yeah, let me go to her bio again. I think it might be Converse, Texas.
I wonder where that's at. Is it near Dallas?
I actually don't know. Maybe I'll ask my maestro. Yeah, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know either. He's like, I have no idea. Texas is such a large state. Usually, when you hear a city, you often think it's either near Dallas, San Antonio, or Houston, or Austin. Maybe Austin.
Let's see. It is 15 miles northeast of downtown San Antonio.
Oh, I was too far away.
That's a pretty good guess.
And let's see, West Malott is near the San Antonio area, so
He's near Austin.
he's near Austin.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wes. My apologies.
He actually might be in Austin, but he's around the Pflugerville, that area.
See, I'm not any better at it.
It's okay. I've learned some things over the years about Texas, specifically Austin, because for whatever reason, a lot of the best players tend to kind of reside in Austin.
Yes, and well, it's a certain amount of hour drive to Dallas, and then a certain amount of hours to San Antonio, and a certain amount of hours to Houston. It's a great place where you can drive to all these tournaments within what, a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, and I know that's Austin, the city itself, is such a cool place to check out. If you're just joining us, this is Game 4 of 5. This is the USBC Queens C Squad on the lanes. They're bowling on the burn. Of course, for those who may be curious about that particular term, simply means that the lanes were not re-oiled after this morning's B squad,
B squad,
who bowled this morning.
Too many letters in the
Yeah,
in the
it's
in the
about that
squad.
time. I know, again, tomorrow's CAB. That's the squads in order tomorrow. Kulik now with 3 in a row. And, again, a lot of love in the chat for Kelly. Made a nice move to get from a -26 to -4. Sandra Gongora to our left on a 5-bagger. She finished second last week in Lincoln.
I was paired up with Jordan in Lincoln and watching Jordan bowl and watching every strike she was getting and carry. I think, I don't remember who I said this to. I turned around and I said, Jordan's going to win this tournament. She was lined up right, throwing the right balls, excellent ball motion, and I know she started off a little low on the first game of the first qualifying block, and after that it was like high gear, pocket strike, 250, 260, and
Yeah, she did her thing, and then she also was, she finished 5th in Cleveland. Just missed the show, and then she just missed the round of 12 in the Twin Cities. So her goal last week was to essentially just kind of finish the day, and she did that. She defeated Sandra Gongora in the title match to win her second title.
I think if she keeps doing what she's doing, she's got a chance to do Player of the Year. Rookie of the Year coming in, Player of the Year.
Without question.
Yeah, she's
Without question.
amazing. So smooth, so clean. Yeah, that's all I got.
Without question.
I don't have anything else to say about that.
I saw one question that I do know the answer to in the chat, and it was from who I believe was Bobby Brown. And he answered this probably on purpose, or asked it on purpose. And he said, who did the Lindenwood men defeat to advance to the TV show in 2005? And the answer is Morehead State, because he witnessed it. Unfortunately, he was coaching, or part of the staff there with Morehead State.
I know Bobby.
He's a good dude, though.
I ran into him. Yeah.
Now the head coach at Pikeville.
Yes. So when I showed up at Junior Gold last year to start my recruiting process, a lot of people looked at me and they're like, what are you doing here? Oh, you haven't heard? I'm a coach now. And I saw him and we talked a little bit. Bobby has done a great job recruiting for Pikeville. He stole one of the recruits I wanted out from underneath me. Love you, Bobby. And he's done a great job continuing the program there. I forgot he coached Morehead State.
Yeah, he was.
Wow, it's been that long.
He was on the staff.
Wow.
He was, dare I say, no, I'm just playing Bobby. A young Bobby Brown. I'm just playing. I did tell him that when Coach Damron decided to retire at Pikeville, couldn't have picked a better replacement.
Yeah. So announcement made this week with Gordon
Yeah.
Vatican finally giving off the reins to the next generation, and he had my gosh, his career. It's sad to see him go.
It is a little bit.
He is, Wichita State, and seeing Rick Steelsmith come in and take over.
Talk about handing it off, right? I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And knowing Holly Harris is taking over the women's team, I think it's going to be, they got a huge 1-2 punch in their coaching staff.
Yeah, Coach Lewis moves to the role of director of bowl. So you'll be kind of overseeing the
Whole thing.
entire program. Really cool. Rick was here actually yesterday.
Oh, was it?
Actually, Rick and Holly were here, and just chatting it up, and gave him congratulations, and he was excited. He was ready to get started.
It's a great thing for him. I know during his time on the men's tour, he gave back also, and to see him coming back and being a college coach, it seems like a lot of us, I hate to say this, the older generation, if you will, a lot of us are coming back and taking over coaching roles now because we have a lot of opportunities out there for us to do it. And so these colleges are looking at people with experience, whether it's tour experience, collegiate experience, and taking over programs.
10th frame here on 29 and 30. Maddie Brandos, another Robert Morris, Illinois University Eagle. She got herself a national title.
Yeah. Again, the last couple of years, the ITCs, the championships, you're sitting on your seat of your pants going, who's going to win? Who's going to win? Same thing with the NCAA championships and the NAIA championships. This upcoming year, the NAIA is turning into championship level, and so I think with so many schools in NAIA and USBC, there's going to be some interesting dynamics going on.
Someone asked about, I mentioned Courtney Ermish a little earlier.
Yeah.
And Courtney now at plus 66 in a good position to advance. Anthony was just completed her freshman year at Wichita State. And again, one of a few current players who are still competing at their respective institutions. As we check out Kulik here in the 8th frame. We'll get into match play on Sunday. We've got one full day left of qualifying tomorrow. Of course, another squad to take care of here this evening. That will begin at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Here on Bowl TV. Great shot again from Kulik.
If we go to, I think it's 21 and 22, maybe it's 23 and 24, Katie Thornton right now. She's got a lot of strikes in a row right now.
Yeah, Katie with, let's see, spare, six-bagger. And Katie struggling a little bit at minus 124, so this would be a nice helping of some good news here if she can finish this game. Saab Schroeder, that one just kind of never read down lane.
I think it was the shot previous on that same lane. It looked like it missed a touch to the right and it didn't pick up where it needed to. So I'm guessing if we're looking across where the scores are at, now the burn is starting to take on some slightly different characteristics, and the transition is kicking in. So it's, do you move left? Do you move right? Do you ball down? Do you ball up? And so with Katie being a little further left and Kelly's a little further left, you think, is there a spot down lane they can bump off of?
It's interesting because we are now, this is game 9 of the day on this pattern. Again, no re-oil. And so when you think about it in that terms, the point that you mentioned earlier about the pattern still holding up. Nice shot from Saab Schroeder. And that's huge for her, but plus 67, so doesn't want to lose everything just about that she has gained here so far. But yeah, now we're getting into some different territory. You know, it was already different because of the way the B squad elected to play the lanes today, as opposed to, you know, what happened yesterday with the differences in that. So everything is slightly different in a sense, but we've seen, you know, those who are having success. Yeah, obviously you've always got to navigate, you know, all of the transition, ball changes, when, where, and how. You know, it's tough out there. How do you do it?
Carefully.
That's why I just sit here.
Take risks. Kelly Kulik, I remember something she had said. I think she was interviewed or she had an article written about her. And one of the things resonating with it is she takes risks. And being on tour for the last 4 years, I finally figured it out. This year, take risks. If something's not working, make the move and try. So it's all about taking risks out here.
Coming up on the end of game number 4, 153 for Brandos, 191 for Falk. After the 4-bagger, 170 for Kelly Baggett. And now we will finish things out here with 27 and 28. A couple of scores of note that James is dropping in the chat. Let's see, looks like Shannon O'Keefe shot 236.
Wow.
So, in fact, let's just go ahead and pull up our live scoring link.
One of the best things to have is that live scoring.
Yes, and we thank the centers that do have those capabilities. And this week, thanks to Merrick and Brunswick, and of course, they have live scoring here for the women's championships. And so an easy or seamless kind of transition for us this week to utilize it. Laura Plazas, double 8 spare 4-bagger. She is down on 11 and 12. Missy Parkin, interesting game for Missy. 3-bagger and then 5 consecutive 9 spares. So, of course, kids always make your spares.
Yep. Spares are what makes or breaks us.
Brandy Branca can get to 245 with 3 in the 10th frame. She's on 13 and 14. Rocio Restrepo has thrown the first one in the 10th. She's got 3 in a row. One more, she will be in the 230s. Other high games of note, Shannon Sellers just continuing to do her thing. She is clean through 8.
She's cruising along with her scores.
208 pace. Talked about Courtney Ermish and the finish she could have. You saw, we mentioned Sandra Gongora. She did shoot or finish with 244.
Wow. So it seems like scores are slightly going up for some of the ladies who were struggling at the beginning of the block. Maybe the ones you've named, the characteristics, starting to gradually move left and bump off that area down lane that was created going into now game 10 of the pattern. It doesn't surprise me as you're watching, again, like Kelly and now Katie Thornton. You're seeing some of them have moved a little bit left.
Madison Hansen. I'm not sure. I feel like I've seen Madison before, maybe junior gold. A pretty solid game, I think. She's going to be, if she continues and wants to bowl at this level, I think she's got a good foundation to build upon.
Absolutely. I've watched her bowl earlier during the block, and she's got great fundamentals, sound physical game. She's grinding, which is what a lot of us are doing right now.
202 for Hansen. Angelica make the spare. She'll get to 180. Here is Kelly Kulik.
Going in.
All right.
Light hit.
All right. She might have gotten away with one there and knows it, but she'll take that. Birgit Poplar in the 250s over on 31 and 32.
Go teammate.
Well, Poplar at minus 71 is going to cut that deficit down and try to get to even potentially if she can with one game to go. I think if you are at this point, if you're around even after today, after the completion of 10 games, you'll have a pretty solid chance of advancing on to match play And 258 for Poplar. She gets to minus 13. That's a big game,
That's
certainly.
huge. That's huge. We were both done yesterday. We talked a lot about what we saw, and going into this block for her for the burn is do what you know. You can create the shot out here if you need to, and hold on to whatever you've got and take advantage of the breaks you're going to get.
South Schroeder. Well, how big is that spare in the 8th? She took care of that split and now has doubled up. One more. She could potentially looking at 190.
And she'll still be plus 57.
Absolutely.
So now it makes me think when I bowl my block in a couple of hours, if I can stay even, if I can make up these pins. No, when I make up the pins.
That's right.
It'll put us in a good position. I like you said, I'm guessing even to minus 10 will be top 64.
All right, the spare made and a few pins dropped, but not too bad there for South Schroeder at plus 45 overall now at 4 games. So, Nicole, are you going to get ready?
What time is it?
It is 2:15.
I don't bowl till 5.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sounds good to me.
I mean, if you want me to leave, I'll leave.
No, you're good. Can finish it on out.
Maybe we should ask everybody on the Bowl TV if they want me to
That's
stick
fair.
around.
People keep asking who you are, so.
I am some girl who bowls.
This is Nicole DePaul Miller. Actually, let me check the schedule. There could be someone actually waiting, and I just didn't know it.
And you weren't paying attention?
Yeah. We're going to Game 5, by the way, folks. This is Nicole DePaul Miller. In the chat, or excuse me, in the booth.
Emil's doing 10 different things at one time.
Yeah, you know,
And
that's
he
not
does a fantastic job
that's
doing
not
it.
uncommon either. Okay, I think we're all good for today.
I get to stay?
You can stay.
I didn't have anywhere else to go anyways.
Okay. Did you eat?
I'll eat before I bowl.
Okay.
I'm not one of those ones that needs to eat like 4 hours. I have to eat like a half hour, 45 minutes, and I already have my stuff situated, so I'm good.
Now, this is a serious question.
Yeah.
So, how early? Oh, not how early, but what how big of a meal? Is it a snack more portion-wise before you bowl, or I'm very curious. I know that's different for everyone, and whatever competition that they are about to embark on.
If I'm bowling a later squad like I am today, I usually will eat a small dinner because I need something to hold me over until we're done. If it's the 8 o'clock in the morning squad, Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I try to
Is
find
that what you had this week?
No, yeah, I did yesterday. Maybe that's why I didn't do so bad yesterday. I need to do that tomorrow. And then lunchtime, sometimes I'll have a sandwich or pasta, something to keep me through the day, especially on the long days when 16
Sure.
games.
Need some energy.
Yeah.
Some carbs.
Yeah.
Good carbs.
Yes. And granola bars. Chocolate. I love chocolate.
Not. Yeah. I've got a thing with chocolate. It just gives me headaches. That's all.
Now, of course, my college teams, different story. They'll be eating healthy foods.
New Way Finn has joined us along with Stephanie Dennis and Catherine Rossthorn.
She started off minus at the beginning, didn't she?
Who?
New.
Beginning today or day one?
Where did she finish yesterday? I don't. I'm asking the same question.
It's okay.
I thought she ended up negative. Maybe I was wrong. I'm not paying attention
Let's
to the
find
scores.
out. Yes, you are correct.
So
Minus 53.
So she's made up a lot of pins.
Wow, wait. Yeah, I just realized what her total is. Let's look that up again. Yeah, she started the day 231, 258 on the burn.
What was her black score from yesterday? 940. Oh, you just it was 947. Yeah, so she's made up a lot of pins.
Has added to that total in game 3. Of course, we first are introduced to Wei, and I was talking to Shaolin about it a little bit in 2016, and she made a few shows early, a couple of top 6, top 7 finishes. I think it was something crazy through, 6 events. Her lowest finish was 6th. Yeah, it was really incredible what she did in such few events.
And they're here for only a few weeks, and then they go
Generally.
back because they either have something going on with their teams or they have an international competition they
Yeah.
need to bowl in. So they fit in a certain part of the swings so they can get out here and bowl at least 1 or 2 of the majors.
Yeah, and for Singapore, it's generally the first
Like the
4.
first 4, right?
This year it's 6 total.
So they're going to be going through to Fountain Valley?
I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check that now. But I'm almost positive. But Malaysia is only here for 2 events.
They were here for last week and for this week.
Yep, and
then
then
they're going back.
they're heading back home. And they too have a busy schedule as well, and very similar to Singapore with the Asian Championships, Southeast Asian Games, or the SEA Games. And this year, of course, the World Bowling
Worlds.
Women's Championships
Yeah.
is also now on that schedule.
Birgit and I were talking about Worlds when the time period was, and she's working through the schedule to figure out when she needs to be out here, how to get from, I think, the elite stop in Orlando, and then they go
Correct.
to Worlds, and figuring out travel with equipment, and then going from Worlds to Players Championship.
Yep.
Because Players Championship, we're in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so getting stuff from Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of like a stop
Yeah.
on tour for those who are competing. It's like a stop, but except, the transport situation is a little different.
Well, one of the things we have to think about is when we're out here is how do we get our equipment from one place to another? And PWBA, USBC put together our brand new players truck, and having Cecil out there with us and getting our equipment to every stop has been amazing, and certainly saves me from having to carry my stuff around.
Yeah, I want to thank Cecil and everyone who was involved in getting the PWBA, as I like to call it, the truck.
The truck. Why do you call it the truck?
I don't know. I just want to differentiate it in some fashion. It's really nice though, and I know they worked hard. And Cecil came out early to do some building, and had some other folks on campus help with shelving and different things.
It
so
looks great.
yeah.
It's organized. There's places to put things. Not saying that the PBA truck.
Sure.
I mean, that was awesome to have it too. It's nice to have our own now,
Yeah.
and say we have our own truck.
Well, it's yours, so make sure you take care of it.
Of course. I'm a neat freak. I'm one of the ones who's going around and picking up stuff off the table. I hate it when I see tape on the table. It drives me crazy.
Tiffany Morris, Brianna Rincon, Katie Thornton, and Brianna Cote. I didn't see what Katie finished with.
255.
Okay, thank you. So she gets down to minus 69.
Which is impressive.
She'll take that,
Yeah.
especially with a game to go.
And if she's able to make up even more pins, she'll be in good position tomorrow.
Oh, Katie. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Uh-oh.
I really liked Katie Thornton, but I believe.
She's wearing a Green Bay Packer.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, are you sure it's Green Bay Packers?
I'm not sure.
Isn't it Georgia colors too? No, am I wrong?
Like the state or the University of Georgia?
Yeah.
No, the Georgia is red and black.
Oh.
But she does represent Savannah College for Art and Design.
No,
which is where she's the head coach of.
those aren't their school
I
colors.
don't believe those are their school colors. There's only one color. Okay? And with the stripes on the side like jerseys and whatnot. Katie.
For the record.
I need to know for sure. I got to know. I'm going to have to ask you.
I'm not a Green Bay fan,
I appreciate it.
but I'm also not a Bears fan.
That's okay. You just need to not be the one you said earlier. The first one in that
Well, wait
sense.
a minute, though. Why are you not a Bears fan?
Why am I not a Bears fan?
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I don't. If that's a Green Bay jersey, that's why I can't really talk to Katie anymore. We're done. Can't do it.
She'll be heartbroken.
I know. I'm heartbroken. I'm gonna find out, folks. I'll report back to the good people of Bowl TV on our C squad. I will not bother her with such things during the squad, but I will ask her after we're done bowling.
Maybe she chose the jersey specifically because she was going to be on one of the live stream pairs.
I would hate that. That'd be awesome, kind of though. I wish people did more stuff like that.
So
Just go ahead and troll me. It's okay. Like, it's all right.
I'll remember that. I don't think I'm on the live stream pair today.
Me and or Aaron Smith and I, Bears fans. No Packers whatsoever.
Okay, so are you a Southside fan? Or
Yeah, yes, I am.
you're
Not a Cubs fan. Very much a White Sox fan.
Oh no,
That's where Aaron and I differ as well.
You would not be allowed at my parents' house. I'm sorry.
I apologize on their behalf because they're missing out on a great individual.
You know, what's interesting to all the viewers is Emil grew up in the Chicagoland area and I grew up in the Chicagoland area, and we've never run into each other until I started tour. Well, until you started tour with us.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were out here first.
I was out
so
here
I'll
first.
give you that credit. Way has sandwiched some trouble. So strikes in the first and the fifth frame, and this pair is not being kind to her at the moment.
Transition. It is without a doubt, it's transition. I know she came off of a pair and she was lined up coming down here when we saw Kelly and throwing what she was throwing. It makes sense.
Yeah, this pair started to get a little odd. We saw a few splits. The Saab Schroeder, I believe it was the 2 or 410. I think it was the 210 that she left in the ball that looked pretty good, but just did not make the corner whatsoever. And now Way kind of finds herself in some similar situations.
She's going to need to find something quick or she's going to lose the pins.
Katie Rothstorn from the Northwest as well. I'll tell you the exact city in just 1 second.
I think she's near where my husband grew up. Washington State, maybe?
Lewiston, Idaho.
Oh, I was wrong.
But I'm almost fairly positive that she has either both spent some time in the Washington area or Tacoma, Seattle-ish. I'm pretty sure.
They've got a great bowling community out there, too.
Yeah, that's one place that one area of the country I have yet to check out. Spent a lot of time or I should say a few months really in the Bay Area a few years back, and I wanted to try to get to Seattle, and I never could really quite find the right time to make my schedule work. Imagine that.
Call out to all the Seattle proprietors. Have a tour stop there for us. I think it would be a great area for us to go into, easy to fly into and out of. The bowling community out there fully supports what we have. So, proprietors in Seattle, get your names in. Let's go to a part of the country we haven't been to yet.
I got some information from.
Is that my husband?
I think so.
Oh, I guess he's listening.
But he did say that she moved from the Seattle area. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that.
I told him I was going to be on. I figured he'd want to listen to his wife talk for a while. He's bowling tomorrow, so he won't be able to watch me on the live stream pairs or any of the pairs. And so I said, hey, I'll be on with Emil for a little while, as long as he wants to have me on. Oh, looks like she found something out there now. She's got double going in.
All right, let's take a look at Still waiting on our full score update. It'll be up momentarily, but
There's going to be a lot of movement.
well, there's a lot of pins being gained. This squad, for example, Leanne Holstenberg is putting up some score here during this block, especially according to the good folks at or in the chat. James keeping everybody updated on some of the players making moves. Giselle Poss has bowled really well today also. We've already talked about Shannon Sellens, but she wasn't in a position that, you're always trying to gain pins, but she wasn't making up a deficit. She is just trying to ensure that she can get as high to the top as possible in the standings.
The closer you are to the top, the better your seeding will be going into match play.
Indeed, and as many say, that the second or new tournament begins once match play begins, and I certainly look forward to that. It's just a different vibe. It's a different atmosphere. People have just players. You can see the looks are a little bit different. A shot there from Way, now 3 in a row. Making the moves. Nice adjustment. I didn't see if she made a ball change, though. That's the one thing I wasn't sure of.
We were too busy talking.
Poplar with 4 in a row.
She did. So I know Birgit did a ball change. When she was down at the other end and I was watching her, she was in one ball and she switched over to Vapor Zone. Gives her a little bit more leeway in terms of playing further left, which is what she loves to do bowling on these types of patterns. So she'll be able to make up those pins and get plus. Starting to see a lot of light carry hit ceiling.
All right, we'll take one more look and see if the scores are available. And they are. All right, so C Squad, Shannon Sellens plus 119 after 4 games. She is currently second overall with a game to go at plus 227. Mentioned Giselle Poss having a good day, plus 180 for Poss. 256, 254, 204, 266 for Giselle. Plus 180 for 4 games.
So if there was a camera, you would have seen my mouth drop.
Plus 210.
Wow.
Interesting stuff there. Plazas is at plus 161 for 4 games. 19, 32, 33, 77. That is 219, 232, 233, 277.
So the squad before them played the lanes and opened it up for them, and now it's scores.
You know, we saw some scores last night, or excuse me, on the burn. Yesterday. But I don't think they weren't nearly as what we're seeing now.
So perhaps some of the ladies burning this or bowling the squad right now came up, watched what was going on during the A squad and then the B squad to see if they could put a game plan together to bring scores up or at least to make up pins somehow. So I'm guessing a lot of the ladies came in, watched, and tried to make a decision on what would be best for them to tackle the lanes after the squad came off before the burn.
Well, you know, when you're in a long form event, like the Queens and with multi squads, You know, I don't know a player that's ever told me that they haven't watched at some point, whether they just, you know, tuned in briefly, whether they stopped by for a few games to watch and take a few notes. And so that's always in play, always trying to gain the information. Yeah, you want to be as prepared as possible, but, you know, you still got to obviously pay attention to when you get out there based on what everyone else is doing around you. But you want to get some kind of clue or have an idea before you go out there.
Absolutely. And talking to your teammates, us on the Brunswick team, we do communicate with each other. We talk to each other about what we see. I know the EBI brand does it as well, Storm, Rotogrip. We all, in some way or another, will talk to each other and say, here's what's going on. And so, learning curve. Bowling is a learning curve.
There's some favorable pairs, it looks like, right now. And one of them is, or could be, 25, 23, 21, and 22. First, here's Way. 5 in a row for Way.
Yeah, she made the adjustment. They're quick. I mean, you have to make a quick decision. You cannot wait.
Front 6 for Bearded Poplar. She is on 25 and 26 if you'd like to tune in there. Let's see, Kelly Kulik has moved to 21 and 22, has gone spare 5-bagger to begin game number 5. So we will keep you posted again. Kulik on 21 and 22 if you'd like to watch. Carl Storn, a strike in the 9th frame. Again, coming up at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. A squad.
My squad.
We'll hit the lanes.
I'm gonna call it my squad.
That's okay. You can, you know, you can be territorial if you want to.
I don't mind. I like coming to Wichita. It's one of my favorite centers. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be territorial today.
Kim is letting us know that Giselle Poss has the front 7.
Ooh.
And Shannon Sellens with the front 5. It is going down this squad.
And I think Giselle struck again.
This could be the turning point. You know, from a qualifying perspective, when we start to look at the cut number tomorrow, yeah, this squad may be making it tough for a lot of people. I'm sorry.
Well,
I won't say that again.
it's okay. For me, I mean, I'll get.
I believe it will. Blur is going to be up momentarily. Way 10 pin in first shot of the 10th, but what a game bowled by Way.
Sure, she saved it. She figured out a way to save her game.
Yeah, that's a game that could have gone in the opposite direction quickly.
What would you do in a situation where she's at, where she had a strike and then open? What would go through your mind?
Hopefully, I hadn't, you know, I hadn't jumped out of the building mentally yet, because I think most of the time, in my experience, for me personally, if I've had a start like that or stretch during the game, it's very easy to, you know, I think with anyone, easy to lose it mentally. You know, you might be throwing it physically okay, you're still trying to figure some things out, but, you know, if you start or if you strike and then go 3 consecutive opens, you know.
How do you come back from it?
That's tough.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
It's one of those things where you've just got to continue to be sound with what you were doing. You know, and at some point, you know, the pins will fall, but if you leave a makeable, I think that's also where it can go the other way too, because if you miss a makeable,
yes,
then it's like, okay.
Yeah. I beat myself up when I miss my makeables. Yep. I think a lot of us do. And there's so many techniques, so many ways we can mentally change what a negative is into a positive, and how to get around it, I guess, is the best way to think about it. So she did it. I mean, she was able to do it.
Poss continues to strike. She's got the front 9.
Ooh, maybe a potential 300.
We do not have any of those games as of yet. I feel like we had a 280.
Yesterday?
289 from Carrie Smith.
Yeah.
I thought we had a front nine earlier today. I'm almost positive we did. It's just
What
leaving
about
me.
Shannon Sellens? You said she had shot. Was it yesterday or today?
She had the front 7, I
Oh,
think,
oh.
yesterday. So again, 11 through 12, or 11 and 12. That's the pair. The channel is 11 and 14. Speaking of Sellens, though, she's got the front 7 again on 13 and 14.
So it's a race to see who gets the 300.
Right now, it's a race to see who's going to have the high block of
Yes.
this squad, and maybe which could be the high block of the day. I mean, Liz Johnson shot 12:30 on the fresh this morning.
You think we'll get to somebody will get to 1500?
I mean, well, we've got. Let's see, where was Paul set? Giselle was. What did we say? 980. So plus 180. I mean, she's got the front 9. So.
1300.
Yeah.
And then Shannon Sellens is 919 right now. So if she, there's a chance we could see a 1300 in this block.
Unless someone has more than what Paz has right now, which I don't think, and there's a lot of good bowlers or good bowling that is happening in this squad. She could get to 1280. That's a lot of pins.
I would like 1280.
That is a lot of pins.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Let's keep our eyes on it. Way shoots 204 here. We're also on 162, and Stephanie Dennis is finishing things out on 27 and 28. All right, so I'm going to stand up.
I think you know what? I think they're bowling on the same pair of lanes too. Giselle and Shannon.
Sellens is on 13 and 14.
Oh, she's next to her.
Just next door. Poss is up, ladies and gentlemen. First shot, 10th frame. You can follow along on the live scoring, or certainly watch it on that channel. Oh, it sounded like 10 back.
Like it. I hear clapping.
That is 10 back for Giselle Poss. Folks, if you
I think Shannon. Yeah, I don't know what she left, but 9 spare.
it's very similar to what she did yesterday, but Shannon Sellens is. Let's go out and say that I think she's going to be in match play. I think she's ready to bowl certainly. Giselle Poss, for those of you who often listen to me, know that I always talk about Giselle Poss is her ball roll. Her strike ball, you heard her strike from down here,
yes,
right?
I did.
It's very powerful.
It is.
We were talking about and height and stuff like that, and Giselle is not the tallest person in the world.
And I just heard that one.
That's the front 11. But she is able to generate power and revs that, I mean, it's really impressive.
She and I I think we're the same height. And my rev rate's low, my ball speed's low, and I watch her, and it's her leg bend, her legs, it's reminiscence of Shannon O'Keefe. The legs are such a powerful component of her game. And she bowled for Vanderbilt. Yeah, powerhouse of Vanderbilt.
Poss has got one show under her belt. It was the St. Petersburg Clearwater Open in 2017. Hope everyone's watching lanes 11 through 14 on Bowl TV. We'll give you the radio call if you happen to not be.
Well, we'll probably hear it, won't we?
We've got a tough angle from here, but the ball's on the lane.
Yep.
Bang.
You can hear it down here. You heard
300,
it.
first one of the week. Giselle Poss, congratulations. She caps what a day.
Yeah.
1280
for
5 games.
That's a lot. That's a lot of pins. And it's going to make her feel good going in tomorrow too.
I tell you what, as Aaron would say, yowza.
Is that what he says?
That's what he would say in that situation.
Where is Aaron at? Is he down there too?
He's down there capturing the moments of Giselle Poss's 300 game.
So when he's doing live stream with you, does he say it in a certain
Yowza?
way? Yeah.
Yeah, he'll say it.
It's like watching Big Bang Theory and Sheldon Cooper and his little thing that he does?
Yeah, kind of a little bit.
Bazinga?
It's like but Aaron's very subtle with everything, so it's like, it's just a very normal yowza, if you will. I'll have him. You'll have to be around. 'Cause
I don't
he
think
just
I've
does it.
seen
Just-
him, or I don't think I've heard him say it.
you gotta hear it. Congratulations again to Giselle Poss if you're just joining us. Our first 300 game of the week from Giselle. Nicely done. Again, plus we had Liz Johnson go plus 230 on the fresh. Giselle Poss goes plus 280 on the burn. And
Scores are going to go up.
man. Yeah, this could be the turning point of the week.
Well, if
I won't say I expected it, but you just knew that something was going to change between yesterday and today. With how the players would play the lanes on the fresh this morning, which obviously would affect
how they did
the
during
burn squad, and then then tonight you guys are saying, oh well, okay, they played them this way earlier with some success. Maybe we should be in that same
in the same area. Well, if outside's working, that it's going to be where I'll be.
I think it's working. I think from what I've seen, obviously finding the right bowling ball, that the matchup portion between obviously player and equipment.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the few tournaments where matching up is vital to scores. Some of the tour stops, you got lucky. Some of them, you didn't. This one is going to be getting the right ball motion in your hand.
Again, Poplar can get to plus. Oh, the crumbler on the 7-10. First shot in the 10th for Poplar.
Now she can breathe.
From Germany, and she put in a lot of work here at this block too.
Her goal, I told her, get plus. Figure out a way to do it. Be who you are. You know your game. Use it, and she did. So this will boost her confidence going into tomorrow.
That's been a common theme this year, just kind of being yourself. I've heard a couple of players say that, and the results have shown when they've been themselves. Actually,
I will be the first one to admit it. So now she'll be on the other side of the plus.
Poplar, what is it? What was it? 2015.
Yeah.
She had some success here at the Queen's first and foremost, and then made the show in 2016.
And that's when she really burst out into the scene, making the Queen show. And she also has a title too with Jason Sterner at mixed doubles, the Lucy Bonet mixed doubles.
Of course, run by newly inducted PWBA Hall of Famer Donna Connors.
Yes. Have you ever gone to experience that tournament?
I have not. I have not been to the Lucy. I've obviously heard tons of great things about it. It's generally in a point of the schedule sometimes, but most of the time it's either I'm getting back from somewhere or about to go to somewhere. The way the schedule is, where it works now, is kind of, we're kind of on the way to whatever the first stop in August this year it would be in
Connecticut, right?
Yes. Good memory.
The former teacher in me has to know my schedule, so I know where I'm
got an
going.
eye on the schedule, which is good.
Yeah, because we're planning. You have to figure out how are we going to get there? Are we going to bowl it? Is it going to be in the middle of the summer? Hot, cold, snow?
Yeah, I failed at that so far over my travel days. I brought a coat this week to Wichita without looking.
And not realizing it was
I'm
going
like,
to be
I
the
didn't
80s.
need that this week, but I needed it 2 weeks ago.
Well, so when we were going to Cleveland, and I'm getting messages from my husband, hey, we're supposed to get snow in the Chicago area. And, of course, I have a home in Fayette, Iowa, too, and I'm getting messages from them. It's snowing. It's April. And now it's 80, 90 degrees out here.
It's incredible. The weather's, it's interesting. Cote now with 4 in a row. Rincon from Colombia. And Juliana out getting some experience here at the Queens. She'll be in the 220s.
I think she's going to be making up pins too.
Cote is trying to add to her total. Bree just kind of cruising right along at plus 62. But again, with the scoring pace a little bit, that's been escalated slightly because of this particular squad. You know, at this point, you almost have to go into it every day saying, yeah, you know, nothing's really safe. Big shot there for Cote. That's going to put her in the 230s.
Expect the unexpected. Have no expectations going into the block. Sure, you have a game plan. If it doesn't work, change it. This is a quick 5 games. It's really quick. It's not like a marathon of 16 games for us. It's you need to do something in 5 games, and if you don't, you got to figure out a way to do it in the next 5. And if you don't, you got to do it in the next 5.
Giselle Poss, again at shot 300, final game here, B Squad, to cap off a day that saw her go plus 280 pins for 5 games. And now overall puts her at plus 310. 3 excellent shots for Cote in the 10th frame.
Yep.
And she gets to plus 100 even. And I would go into tomorrow's block feeling pretty good with a plus 100 start after 10. And again, the number is going to go up in regards to that cut number.
I think so.
And I think we should expect to see some high scores even on the fresh based on what we saw this morning.
I hope so.
As well. So, and I hope so for you too.
Thank you.
Nicole, appreciate you joining me.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
And want to thank all of our viewers today. Boy, we had some excitement here on the B Squad. Want to thank Shaolin Zulkifli from Malaysia for joining us for the first couple of games as well. Very, very interesting block. Someone shot 268. Let's see who that was before we go.
Would it be Shannon Sellens?
Oh, let's find out.
Thinking she had the front 7 and then the 9 spare.
Let me check the old scoring. It would have. Well, I would have guessed it was. Yep, there it is.
Yep.
268 indeed at
So
plus
did
187.
12. She was 919 going in, correct? I think it was 919.
Yeah. Let's. Yes. That's plus 187. So then she goes 68 on the end to get to plus 295. So Poss, Sellens, Liz Johnson. Right now, here's your 1, 2, 3. And wow. Very, very nice bowling, and we certainly hope all of you enjoyed it, and I'm glad that you were able to check out some additional channels so you can watch some of those things as well. All right, folks, the next squad is indeed on the fresh, and it will begin at 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll have a little room in between then. Eating is on the horizon for me.
For me, too.
I'm going to go talk to Katie Thornton about this Packers situation. And Nicole, do your thing today.
Goal is to go plus.
All right. We'll check you out at 5 p.m. So for Jason Thomas, Aaron Smith, Curtis Von Kruger, our entire tournament staff with Tennille Milligan, Kathy Waka, and Greg Moore, and everyone here at North Rock Lanes, we'll see you in a couple of hours. There's still a little bowling going on the high end, so you can check those pairs out before we depart today. So my name is Emil Williams Jr. I'll talk to you soon. You're watching the USBC Queens. This is day 2. C Squad has just about completed here on Bowl TV.